Darth Vader was the galaxy's greatest Jedi killer during the era of the Empire, killing hundreds of them throughout the 2 decades. But there were a few times that the Jedi Vader was hunting actually defeated him. So who were these Jedis and how did they beat him? For this video, we will only go over cases where the Jedi defeated Vader to the point where he was at their mercy or was forced to flee. We won't be including any draws or inconclusive duels. First is Celeste Morn. She was an ancient Jedi Master who had concealed herself inside a stasis pod in an attempt to contain the Sith artifact known as the Mur Talisman, which had the power to turn unwilling beings into mindless creatures known as Rakghoul, which could then be controlled by the user. She remained in the stasis pod for thousands of years until Darth Vader discovered her and set her free. When she found out that Vader was a Sith Lord, she immediately attacked him. At first, Vader didn't wish to harm her, for he had other plans and he wanted to make her his apprentice. But she of course refused and continued to attack him. Not holding back anymore, Vader showed her the true power of the dark side and overwhelmed her quickly, and demanded that she surrender. Fearing the destruction that would be unleashed if someone like Vader were to get his hands on the Mur Talisman, Celeste for the first time gave in to the power of the Sith artifact and used it to turn all of the clone stormtroopers into Rakghoul. Once they all transformed into the mindless beasts, she commanded them all to attack Vader. Knowing that he risked death if he stayed and fought, Vader fled the ruins and got onto his ship and left the planet. Second is Galen Marek, codenamed Starkiller. Originally kidnapped by Vader to be trained as his secret Sith apprentice, Galen eventually turned to the light side after being betrayed by the Sith and became a Jedi like his father before him. After failing to protect the founding members of the rebellion, Galen fought his way through the nearly completed Death Star in an attempt to free them and kill his former Sith master. When he reached the throne room, his duel with Vader commenced. The two fought long and hard, with the first half of the duel seeming to be going to no one's side. Although Vader was stronger than his opponent, Galen was faster and more focused, and his biggest advantage was that he was fighting his teacher. He knew how Vader fought, and the tricks that he would do in his duel, as he had already witnessed them from their countless training sessions many years ago. During the long duel, Galen finally got the upper hand and made a critical blow onto Vader, and from there everything went downhill for the Sith Lord, as he kept getting pummeled by his former apprentice. Finally, Vader was down on his knees and at the mercy of Galen. But before he could give the killing blow, Galen decided to save his friend Ram Kota from Palpatine, resulting in him sacrificing himself for the Jedi and Senators as they made their escape. The duel with Galen was probably the most punishment Vader's body sustained since his duel with Obi-Wan on Mustafar. Third is Starkiller, a near-perfect clone of the late Galen Marek. Starkiller was one of the many that Vader created in hopes of creating the perfect Sith apprentice. Starkiller eventually escaped Kamino after failing Vader's final test, and he sought out the rebellion. After learning who he was and of his past, or the past of the person that he was cloned from, Starkiller joined the rebellion's attack on Kamino. During the attack, Starkiller confronted Vader, who had kidnapped his lover, Juno Eclipse. Threatening to kill her if he didn't obey him, Vader forced Starkiller to bend the knee. But before he could carry out his first order, Juno made a quick dash at Vader with a lightsaber and slashed his chest plate, resulting in Vader force-pushing her through a window. Seeing his lover being tossed by Vader, Starkiller attacked him out of pure rage. Although Vader had the upper hand for most of the fight, he let his guard down once he believed that Starkiller had been defeated. As a last-ditch attempt at winning, Starkiller used a lightning storm and the conductors around him to his advantage by embracing the electricity from the storm and merging it with his own, and blasting it at full force at Vader, overwhelming his defenses and his suit and effectively bringing him down to his knees. Preparing to finally kill him, Starkiller was stopped from making the final strike by Kota, who convinced Starkiller that they needed him alive so that he could reveal the Empire's secrets and stand trial for his crimes. Third, we have the 8 Jedi on Kessel. They were the Jedi that got together shortly after Order 66 to discuss their future actions as Jedi, and what they should do with the Sith taking over the galaxy. Unknown to everyone there, the host of the meeting actually leaked their location to Darth Vader, in an attempt to force some of the pacifist Jedi to fight him once he arrived. When Vader came, he swiftly took out 3 of them with ease, but then started to get overwhelmed. After 2 more Jedi fell, The last 3 remaining Jedi stared down the injured Sith Lord. With their combined power, they threw boulders and mining equipment at his direction, crushing his body and leaving him to their mercy. Right when they were about to strike him down, the 501st Legion came to the rescue and fired upon the Jedi, taking them out. Finally, we have Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker, the first and last Jedi to defeat Darth Vader. With Obi-Wan, the two fought all over the place, making it seem like the duel would last forever. But then, Vader made one huge mistake by not respecting Obi-Wan's high ground, and everything went downhill for him after that, including his limbs and body. With his final duel with Luke Skywalker, he fought with his son in front of his own master in the Imperial throne room of the second Death Star. During the duel, Vader tried to lure out the dark side from within Luke by taunting him, and then by later threatening to turn his sister. This ended up being a mistake, as when Luke tapped into the dark side, he was able to overwhelm his father. But lucky for him, Luke was able to stop himself in time, and turned back from killing him. And those were all of the known Jedi that defeated Darth Vader in battle. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this one. And as always, may the Force be with you.